Welcome to this journey of spiritual exploration. How many times have we stopped to reflect on the challenges that life presents to us and how we can face them to grow internally? In today's video, we will explore together the 5 spiritual tests that we may encounter throughout our lives. How many times have you stopped to reflect on the deeper meaning of your life and the challenges you encounter along the way? Have you ever considered the idea that your spiritual growth might be tied to specific tests we face in everyday life? Let's stay together until the end of this video, because you will find not only deep reflections on each test, but also a special question that we want to share with you. Before we move on, if you enjoy our contents, I invite you to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. 1. The Equanimity Test. The equanimity test is a spiritual challenge that emphasizes the ability to maintain calm and inner balance in the face of life's adversities. It is a profound examination of our emotional and mental stability when confronted with difficult, stressful, or painful situations. Facing challenges with equanimity implies first and foremost recognizing that life is intrinsically made up of ups and downs, moments of joy and moments of difficulty. Inner stability does not mean ignoring emotions or suppressing feelings, but rather developing awareness and the ability to respond instead of reacting impulsively. Maintaining a calm mind means not being overwhelmed by negative emotions such as fear, anxiety, or anger when faced with challenges. Instead of being overwhelmed by difficulties, we try to maintain an attitude of conscious acceptance, recognizing that life is impermanent and that difficulties are an integral part of the human experience. The profound inner stability that emerges from passing the test of equanimity is a testament to an individual's spiritual maturity. It means being able to navigate through adversity without losing your essence, maintaining the confidence and awareness that every situation, no matter how difficult it may seem, can be faced with balance and resilience. 2. The Detachment Test. This test constitutes a profound spiritual challenge that requires the ability to free oneself from earthly attachments, such as emotional relationships, material desires, or personal aspirations, to embrace a higher spiritual purpose. It is an examination of spiritual maturity that highlights the priority of higher callings over earthly attachments. Facing the test of detachment involves first recognizing the transitory and changing nature of earthly reality. Relationships, material objects, and personal desires, while having an important role in daily life, are considered ephemeral and subject to change. Spiritual maturity requires the realization that lasting happiness and deeper fulfillment come from connecting with something greater than oneself. This test questions the depth of our attachment to things that, while they may bring temporary joy, are not the ultimate source of meaning and fulfillment. Instead of viewing earthly attachments as ends in themselves, the lesson of detachment teaches that they are means through which we can learn and grow, but not the ultimate source of our identity or happiness. The attitude of detachment does not imply insensitivity or indifference, but rather an ability to live in the world without being excessively tied to it. It's a recognition that, while things may bring temporary joy, true fulfillment comes from being rooted in something deeper and more meaningful. 3. The Test of Faith. The test of faith is a spiritual test that tests the strength of your faith during difficult times in life. These difficult times can manifest themselves in the form of financial problems, illness, emotional losses, or personal failures. Facing these challenges becomes a significant opportunity to strengthen your inner faith. In circumstances where life seems to be falling apart around you, the test of faith invites you to deeply examine your spiritual connection and your belief in a higher power or broader spiritual principles. It is during these times of darkness and uncertainty that the true strength of your faith is tested. Taking the test of faith does not necessarily mean immediately solving problems or finding definitive answers. Instead, it's about developing resilient confidence that persists despite adverse circumstances. It may require introspection, prayer, meditation, or drawing on spiritual resources to find the courage to face difficulties with hope and confidence. 4. The Test of Forgiveness. The test of forgiveness represents one of the most demanding spiritual challenges, since it requires the ability to forgive, an act that goes beyond the mere approval of the mistake. Forgiveness implies free detachment from the anger and resentment associated with an offense or pain suffered. Passing this test demonstrates not only remarkable inner strength, but also the ability to transcend pain, thus embracing spiritual growth. Forgiveness does not mean minimizing or justifying the mistakes made by others. Rather, it is a conscious act of personal liberation. The process of forgiveness begins with the recognition of the pain suffered and the negative emotions associated with it. It's not about forgetting injustice, but about choosing to no longer be prisoners of anger or resentment. Passing the forgiveness test requires deep inner work. It is a process of authenticity and self-reflection in which one explores one's wounds and seeks to understand the context in which the mistake was made. This does not justify the action, but helps to contextualize it and find a broader perspective. Forgiveness is an act of kindness towards oneself. When you hold on to anger and resentment, you continue to suffer the pain caused by the offense. Forgiveness is a way of breaking this bond, of freeing oneself from emotional chains that can persist over time. In this way, forgiveness becomes a gift that is given primarily to oneself, allowing one to heal and open up to new opportunities for growth. If you are enjoying this video, I invite you to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. 5. The test of inner truth. The test of inner truth is a spiritual challenge that requires an honest discussion with yourself about your actions, intentions, and beliefs. Facing your inner truth is an act of courage that involves recognizing and accepting your vulnerabilities, as well as being aware of areas that require personal growth. This test begins with deep self-reflection, a sincere investigation of one's motives, values, and behaviors. It involves the courage to look beyond external facades and self-imposed justifications, facing the unvarnished truth that resides in one's heart and mind. Facing your inner truth can be uncomfortable, as it may bring to light aspects of yourself that you may have ignored or avoided. However, it is precisely in this act of self-examination that the power of the inner truth test manifests itself. Recognizing your weaknesses and points of growth is the first step towards positive change and in spiritual fulfillment. This test suggests that spiritual growth is intrinsically linked to personal sincerity and honesty. Facing the inner truth allows you to dissolve the bonds of self-deception and embrace reality in all its complexity. It is an act of self-love that paves the way for greater self-awareness and the ability to reach your highest potential. Therefore, each test invites deep reflection on one's spiritual nature and offers a way to overcome life's challenges with wisdom and resilience. Now, we'd like to hear your perspective. What test did you find most challenging or meaningful to you? How have you faced or are facing these challenges in your spiritual life? Leave your comment below and share your experience with the community. I wish you a wonderful day.